came from a big city.
Mm.
So for me, my daily life was like do. So when I used to go on vacation, I remember I was all this stress and anxiety because I was not doing anything. So I was thinking, oh, so my body likes stress, but it's not.
I was going to add to the stress topic, like, if the only thing you know is operating from stress, it feels powerful. But as you start to dismantle and decondition like stress in your life, you understand it was like, it's not powerful.
Yeah.
It's destroying you.
Of course. Hello, how are you? Today I'm super excited that my friend Alecia joined me for this new interview. Alecia and I met here in Mexico like 2 years ago. Could be?
Was it 2?
1
No, I
year.
think 3.
3 years already?
I think, because I haven't been to the reef in a long time.
Yes, us either. So the reef, that's exactly where we met.
Yeah.
We were in the spa taking care of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I think great minds think alike.
Mm-hmm.
So Alecia, tell us, what do you do for work?
So I'm an executive coach helping leaders, business owners, entrepreneurs with their business strategy and most importantly, their mindset.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's exactly why I wanted you to come here and talk about the importance of a mindset to build a successful business. So let's start with the basics. What do you normally do, or what do you think is the most important things in your day to have a healthy mind?
For me right now, or even in the last few years, it's prioritizing a really slow morning.
Okay.
So I've been really focused on de-stressing my entire life. So I'm not running with stress as the driver, and anytime I notice a stress response, I'm instantly trying to reframe it now.
That's amazing.
This has become my obsession. So,
Okay.
yeah, slow morning, not looking at my phone right away, focusing on me first, filling my own cup up, almost like think about the basic needs like hydration, like a protein snack, some coffee, movement, pouring into myself, like journaling and things like this. And
so what you're saying, you want to start the day with the best energy. So focus on yourself and your health.
Mm-hmm.
Do the things that don't stress you. And
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's very important. So those that you said, the stress responses, right? How can you see, or what are the ones that you feel in your body, and which ones are the ones that you are being seen in your clients?
I think stress responses can be almost subtle in a sense because we get so used to them being the norm.
Mm-hmm.
And when you start to look at your life, I have noticed a lot of entrepreneurs, and even in myself, almost the entire life is based on a stress response, especially in this modern world.
Yeah.
And I'm creating a brand called Rebel Rising. And to me, the new rebellion is like softening, slowing down, de-stressing, and being able to live a life like that. That's the new rebellion, not this like aggression and stress and push and force and things like that.
Yes.
So I think the first part of de-stressing is just building awareness in your day. And the only way to do that is to slow down, bring presence so you can see yourself as you're taking these actions and then feel how it feels in your body.
Of course.
And then understand, oh, that didn't feel the way I wanted it to, or, oh, that's actually like taxing my system. And I've just been doing this so long, I didn't realize any longer.
I think that's the hardest part. First, realization, because it happened the same for me. I came from a big city. So for me, my daily life was like do. So when I used to go on vacation, I remember I was all this stress and anxiety because I was not doing anything. So I was thinking, oh, so my body likes stress, but it's not.
Right?
It's weird to not feel stress, that I feel anxiety, right? So that's when I realized, like, no, and start doing things to not feel that way. So when I catch myself feeling like I was in the city, it's like, okay, time for myself. For example, today I was like, go, go, go. I have so many things to do. And what I did after my gym session, I went to the sauna, 5 minutes of just breathing. I don't know, it felt like I did 2 hours of yoga.
Ah, I love that.
So it's like so
Yeah.
necessary to have a good relaxed body in order to start your day. So I love that. And that's the things that you
Yeah.
recommend to your clients as well.
Yeah, I was going to add to the stress topic. Like, if the only thing you know is operating from stress, it feels powerful. But as you start to dismantle and decondition like stress in your life, you understand it was like, it's not powerful.
Yeah.
It's destroying you.
Of course.
Yeah.
All this, as a nutritionist, I see my clients going through the same because I don't know why is this word like that.
Yeah.
But my clients, they go through these stressful lives that when we're talking about having a healthier life, about nutrition, working out, the mind part is very important. That you don't have a good mind or a like relaxed mind, the body cannot absorb the nutrients. Your body cannot actually start losing weight. So that's why I started this holistic nutrition program to talk about also mindset, because I don't know a lot of nutritionists that also take care of your mind. It's very important.
I think the mind is 80% of everything.
Of course.
Like, when I'm doing strategy with my clients, I think that's only 20% of the work, because if their mind and their energy can't get behind that strategy, it's not going to work.
Of course.
But I could help them create a sharp mind, really focus, clear, knowing what they need to do, knowing who they are. It doesn't matter what strategy you give them, it'll work.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes, you see, like, for example, a lot of people, like, they're always in a good shape, and then you ask them, oh, what kind of diet do you do? They're like, no, I just eat healthy. Or why? Because actually their lifestyle is so relaxed, that their body just responding, is burning fat when they need to, it's building muscle when they need to. So it's like, that's the normal. That's what we should do instead of striving ourselves for energy, right? That's why we all need like tons of coffee when actually we have all the energy in our body.
Yes, exactly.
Oh. So while you were saying, Alecia, it reminds me of the new Rich Life. So kind of your rebel program is about
Rebelle.
rebelde. So it's all about that, no?
Yeah.
Like we're taught for so long, like, okay, a rich life is going on expensive vacations, come back, burn out yourself, and take a vacation when you need to. And instead of like, why don't you spend all your time making money, feeling good, take vacation whenever you need to or whenever you want to, not because it's a necessary thing, right?
Yeah, I think like old rich is just money focused. But I was even talking to my partner Troy about this yesterday. Like, true wealth, true richness, money and finances is just a small part of that. Because if you don't have time, you don't have energy, you don't have anyone to hang out with and socialize, like if you don't have these other aspects of your life figured out, it feels empty. That's not the purpose of life, the meaning of life, right?
Course.
And so, of course, get your money right. But also, all these other parts are important too that you focus on also: health, relationships, etc. Oh, I was saying that before, like health, relationships, the things that you also prioritize.
Of course. For me, I'm gonna tell you my rich life right now. And my rich life is having enough time to do what I like. So I love spending time with my pets, with my partner, and working out. So if I cannot do those three, I feel like my life is like, okay, so why am I working so many hours if I cannot enjoy my partner or my pets? If I had kids, my kids, you know? So having those special moments for me is my rich life. Like, I cannot ask for more every time I'm just like sitting, having time, not in a rush.
Yeah.
And also having some vacations once in a while, but not thinking of work, you know?
Yeah. I love that. I created a recipe for my rich life, and it's very simple. Like, Slow morning, very crucial. Really good coffee, movement of some sort, and then sharing my voice or my message in some way that day. So whether it's writing, making a video,
Of course.
and then making memories with the people that I love. And if I've done all those things, usually I try to do them all every day. I'm just so happy. My cup is full. I'm overflowing, and it's really that simple. Oh, and of course, really good food. I forgot.
Good food.
I'm a foodie, so really good food, really good coffee, movement, sharing my voice, and spending time with the people I love.
That's very good.
Like, it's so simple, and having those things, I was able to delete everything else from my life. It doesn't make me happy. It doesn't matter to me.
Of course, and what happens when you have the opportunity to do all this, but you don't feel, well, or you feel tired all the time, or you don't have energy to go to the gym, you don't have energy to go with your friends and have just a chat. So that's why I was thinking it's so important that we also take care, yes, our mind, but how are we going to take care of our mind? Through food, like through actually giving the nutrition that your mind needs in order to think straight and to notice better the those points are, oh, I'm getting too stressed. Let me just rewind.
I was thinking about that this morning and how we're doing this video. And I think for most people, especially in North America, when something comes up in their body, I think their first thought is like, what pill can I take? But my whole life, I've just thought like, what kind of food will help me right now? So it's like, oh, if I have a stomach ache, like peppermint or papaya. Like, I think about what foods first can help make me feel better. And then maybe if need be, like other things. But food is the medicine.
Food is the medicine, and every day I see it like clearly the answer. And for example, also remember that our body is so intelligent that it's always sending us this information about ourselves. So as you say, hey, what's happening if I had a headache?
Yeah.
Take a pill. It's not gonna be the solution because the headache is gonna still be there, but just like erase.
So like a Band-Aid.
So what we have to think, or what I tell my clients a lot, is like, okay, why are the reason that you have a headache? It could be dehydration. It could be that you're thinking too much. It could be that you haven't eaten, or you need to pee and you forgot.
Yeah.
You know, so actually, our brain that's always there is sending us these signals. So I would say, of course, instead of going through just the fastest solution, go to the real solution that is like, okay, if your stomach is in pain, let's think why it's in pain and fix it problem.
I love that.
Yeah, it's very more profound to that, but a lot of the problems is our body's telling us exactly what the problem is, and we should just fix it with food.
Yeah.
I have also a full natural supplement guide for all these, like the symptoms and what to do if you have a headache, what to do if your stomach feels bad, or what to do, and many other kinds.
Yeah, I love that.
So if you were you're with this new client that you can see she's in this old mindset of work, what would be your first advice that you can give?
I like to focus on the big picture and then reverse engineer. So oftentimes when a client comes to me, they're experienced, they've been doing it for years, they have results, they're very wise, but they're so in what they're doing that, again, they can't really see the bigger picture anymore.
Okay.
So I help them kind of like pause, zoom out, and be like, okay, what do you actually want to do now? Who do you actually want to become? What is the next chapter, the next level for you? And oftentimes it's so different than what got them to that place, right? So I help them see that bigger picture and then map out the structure that will create bigger results with like less effort, less energy, less time. So they can do all these things we're talking about and then put it into action.
So it's like reprogramming the way they were thinking. That took them for like okay, I cannot continue anymore, right? So reprogram them to, okay, let me guide you through a way that we can continue and keep expanding.
Yeah.
I love that. And how is that with your clients? What did they tell you?
I mean, it's life-changing. They've change their whole entire life. I don't know, like their financial situation changes, their relationships get better, they start feeling more confident about themselves, they've never felt happier in the work that they're doing. Like it hits all areas. Usually they end up getting better fitness results too, which
Of
is
course.
funny. And yeah, just feeling like they're doing the thing they were meant to be doing.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm sure I can feel the same satisfaction you're feeling with your clients because for me, also just seeing my clients happier, like reaching their
Yeah.
goals and like, Danny, I'm finally losing some weight, but it was stuck with their mind that they couldn't do it. So when they
Yeah.
actually start believing in themselves, it's like, I'm so happy you finally can see a different way.
It's the best.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
And it's true. The same. I think I already said this, but when I have a client that is very, very tired, my first advice would be like take care of your health because that's like I think the fastest way. Okay, first give nutrients to your body. So at least your mind can start like thinking better, have carbohydrates to think, have all the nutrients to do the connections of your neurons. So after that, you can start now taking care of your mind. But for me, I don't know if it's because I'm a nutritionist, but I think that is the easiest way. First, attack your lack of nutrients, and then from there, your body is gonna start responding because all the nutrients are already there. You just okay. I need a little bit of this. I need a little bit of iron. So
Yeah. Well, you know, I was on a recovery journey since October.
of course.
And I had to pause so much of my life. My energy was depleted. I had the biggest brain fog I've ever felt. And I just had to reassess everything. And like you said, okay, what nutrients do I need? What supplements are going to serve me? And I just got like so ninja focused on getting better. And I took space out. Like I took a lot of space from work and stress and just slowing down to like really prioritize my health. And now I'm almost fully better, and it's like, and it's like, it's true. I think, especially because I do a lot of like energy work as well, and I think there's a place for it, but you can't energy work your way through every healing. Like, we need physical nutrients as well. And I was thinking also earlier, like, anytime I get anxiety now, I first stop myself and I'm like, okay, did I sleep enough? Did I drink enough water? Do I have enough food? I ask myself all these other things before questioning if anything's going wrong or if everything is failing around me, you know?
And it's true because when we don't have enough nutrients in our brain, remember that our brain only eats carbohydrates.
Yeah.
So
I love carbs.
Because you think a lot.
Yes.
If you're not giving at least 50 grams of carbohydrates to your brain, how do you think it's gonna respond and think fast? So when you're saying like, oh, I don't know why I cannot solve this problem. Like I used to do it before better, and now I'm taking. He's choosing us today.
So cute.
So yes, I would say always feed our brain
and your
because
body
now
first.
you can start actually thinking better, and then you can think more ways to fix that. But if you try to fix a problem that is just about your work, and you're stressing because you're not fixing it, and then
sorry,
sorry,
it's okay. You're fine. It's okay.
Let's think that, for example, you took how many months to recover?
October, November, December, January, February. It's been like 4 or 5 months.
That's great.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you know, like you asked me to hang out a bunch of times, and I was like, sorry, no.
Exactly.
And I had to say no so much through those months, but I was like saying a bigger yes to myself so that in the future I can show up fully for my community too. But first I had to take care of myself.
That's it. Because now you know that the most important is always to be okay. And once we're okay, I think everything starts expanding, right? As you say, your relationship is going to be okay because you can think clearly, you're more patient, so nothing is going to be like, I'm getting angry. So you need actually to be okay with your body in order to do that. Your job is going to be easier. Your friends are going to enjoy your time with you more. I was talking yesterday with a friend. She was telling me, I admire so much, Danny, of you that when it's getting late in a party, you always like, okay, I need to sleep. Bye. And I say, how can you do that? It's like,
I love that.
for me, I notice that if I don't have a good sleep, like you don't want to talk to me the next day. So say, if I cannot be a good person the next day just because I didn't sleep enough, so what was the point of going out?
Yeah.
So I would say if I want to go out, it's because I want to be nice with everybody. But if that is costing me not have good conversation with my clients or not having a good conversation with my partner, what's the point of just forget about me?
Yeah.
So we have to put those boundaries.
Yes. Hot topic.
So we have to put those boundaries to ourselves first. So everybody else is gonna start respecting them and also respecting as well.
Yes.
So what about boundaries? What do you want to add for that?
That is a huge conversation. And it's such a big piece of the work I do with my clients as well. Because often, like I mentioned before, when people come to me, they're at a certain place. Even the boundaries that got them there aren't the boundaries that are going to get them to the next level.
Of course.
So there's like a new set of boundaries that you need to learn, communicate, and like install in your life to get to the next level. And sometimes those feel edgy or scary at first because we don't want people to reject us, or we don't want to not be liked, or maybe we have people pleasing tendencies still. But once you communicate it the first time, you just realize it wasn't that hard and it actually felt so good. Most people probably did honor it, and it created momentum in your life rather than you feeling depleted or stuck or any of these types of energies, stressed. Yeah.
And I think it's not that we do it consciously, but when you see a person that has these boundaries and she doesn't accept and she doesn't get angry because like this was my limit, you respect it.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. We all have to put ourselves first in that situation. Like, okay, what's better for me so I can be better for everyone else?
Yeah.
So for those people that are afraid to say no because they don't want to feel rejected, remember that we are making everybody respect us because we're respecting ourselves first, no?
Yes, definitely.
So for me, it's sleeping.
I love that.
It's the most important thing. When I met Dan, it's like, okay, you cannot mess up with my sleep because you are not going to like me.
Yeah.
But it's about first knowing yourself.
Yeah.
Take time to do it. And also take time to feel what's good for you. Like,
yeah.
Like it's not a special diet or no special way to do it. It's just about you take your time to figure out what works for you.
Yeah.
What you need and what
Listening
you
to your
don't.
body.
See?
Yeah. Like in my recovery, I've been needing to sleep like 10 hours a night. And if I wake up too early, I'll instantly get into stress response. So it's like giving myself permission that I can wake up at 10 a.m. right now and, you know, like love that and appreciate that and feel grateful I created a life where I can do that.
Of course.
And not like create all these stories of like, oh, you're waking up at 10, like you're so lazy or whatever, right? Thankfully, I don't have that, but some people do. I know high achievers, we think like that. So yeah, like sleep is very important. And especially if you're going through a health thing and you're recovering, generally sleep is like one of the main things that will really help.
You can think of people that were like CEOs of a big company that they normally don't get sick because they actually don't have time to get sick.
Yeah.
When they say, why do you don't get sick? Because they don't have time.
Yeah.
Their body is actually rejecting every disease or every illness. But the ones that get sick is a flu, a very common flu. It takes long to recover.
Yeah.
Why? Because your body took you to that part like, okay, I couldn't do it anymore and go to bed and sleep all the hours that you didn't
like
sleep.
The breaking point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that word, the breaking point. So what would be a breaking point or how to stop until to going there?
I think the most important takeaway from this conversation can just be that like in this modern world, it's moving so fast. But that doesn't mean that we have to move so fast, right? Like slowing down is speeding up. Like slow is fast. This is like my mantra. And so again, sometimes we can feel so powerful when we're like hustling and grinding and excessively pushing, but like there's actually a simpler, more like nurturing lifestyle available. And for me, it took a lot of deconditioning of my ambition and knowing that I can be ambitious, but I don't need to do it at the deficit of my mental health, my physical health. And, you know, I had to decondition like these these beliefs that like successful people act like this, you know? And it's like there's so many ways to be successful. And for me now, I choose the slow life, the happy life, the peaceful life, you know, and within that, there's so many layers of success that I didn't get to experience before.
That's beautiful. And I'm sure it's now that you see life and your work life this way, you're doing better.
Yeah.
Yes. So financially, you're doing also better.
Yeah.
So, you know, guys, that's the real solution.
It's like an energy, right? There's a certain energy that will meet you when you're coming from this speedy, hustly, grindy, pressure built person.
Of course.
And there's a certain energy that will meet you when you find your inner peace, your inner alignment, your inner truth, and lead yourself from that place. And it's like very incredible.
Talk about energy. That is a topic that I love. Everything is energy, and they say like energy is not transform, it's not destroyed, it's transformed.
Yes.
So it's the same. So we're using all your energy in the wrong ways, in the wrong thinkings. That when you start like bringing back that energy to you instead of just putting it outside, you can create more things because you have more energy to think better. You have more energy to do bigger projects. And that's why I'm saying when we are not feeling good, also our body is depleted of energy because if you don't have enough nutrients, that's our energy. That's why we're eating them. We cannot have extra energy to build. We cannot build muscle. So we cannot build projects and dreams.
Yes.
So the more nourished you are, it's like the more energy you're going to have to create.
Yes, exactly.
I'm feeling very inspiring right now. Alecia, I hear a lot of these myths. What do you think of when people say like, oh, I cannot do it because eating healthy is expensive? What do you think is more expensive than that?
Well, your health being bad.
What can be more expensive than that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for example, choosing the correct nutrients doesn't have to be expensive. You just have to first invest in a good nutritionist, I would say, that they could lead you to the best type of food or like the best program that you need. And then once you invest one time, you don't have to invest every month. I was talking to a client that she's like, no, every time I do this diet, after 3 months, I gain all my weight back, right? So that was a bad investment. That's not an investment. It's a purchase that you keep doing every 3 months.
Right.
But what if you can learn and just do it one time?
Yeah.
And you realize that eating healthy is not expensive. Well, what's expensive is taking the wrong decisions.
Yeah. And this comes back to like being rested, because when you're rested, you can think more clearly. You make better choices at the grocery store. Then you get better food. And then you eat this food and feel even better, get more energy. It's like this compounding.
It's a good cycle.
Yeah, that's good. But when you're tired, it's usually when you make bad decisions, eat the greasy food or processed food because you're tired or lazy. And then it makes worse energy, probably sleep worse, and it's like a bad cycle.
So exactly, the cycle goes like this. I feel bad. I eat bad. I am tired. I take pills. I don't sleep well, and then I feel bad. So the cycle starts on and on.
Yes.
But what we can do is do it the opposite way. So if you feel bad, what do you need? Nutrition. How can you nourish your body? Sleeping, eating. That's the only ways that you can nourish your body in that way. also relax your mind, de-stress. So if we can start doing the other way, then we can start having better or taking better decisions about your food, and then, oh, I realized that this is the thing that was causing me pain. So because you're feeling good, you can think better, and then the cycle is always gonna be in the good side.
Yes, definitely.
That can be also another myth, for example. It's not a myth, but when people in the gym they see themselves and they are never happy with themselves, right? That's the body dysmorphia. It could be used in also in our accomplished work life. How can that be?
Yeah, I think this is almost like a big problem these days, body dysmorphia. Like, because we have Instagram and all these social media apps, people are posting the highlight reel and the best of the best photos of themselves. We see models that are probably like face tuned to the nines and snatched with, all these editing softwares. And it's like what's it called? Like it's an impossible goal. It's an impossible like aim, yeah, basically. And so it creates this feeling in us that's like, oh, no matter how, even if you're the fittest you've ever been and you have this body dysmorphia, you'll never feel like enough, right? And it's like learning to love ourselves and love our body where we're at, and knowing we can always grow and get better, but it's like, can you be content and happy and love the skin you're in now?
Exactly. We say a lot, like, you cannot be happy in the future if you're not happy now. It's the same, like, if you don't like your body now, you're not gonna like it even later, even though you change.
Yeah.
Because you first have to accept it and love what you have. And in my classes that I give of my fitness classes, I tell my clients at the end, please take a time to thank your body for what it did for you. Like, thank for all your body that you finished 1 hour of class, that you're healthy, that it's moving.
I love that.
So that's very important to talk to ourselves first in a nice way. And then when we love ourselves first, all the way through getting better, you're gonna feel that way.
Yeah.
And yes,
I love it. Like even before my recovery, I was at the Evolve gym by my house, the best gym ever, so consistently.
yeah.
And I was crushing it, lifting heavy, probably the best that I've ever been in my body. But even then, I still had this like dysmorphia of like, oh, my glutes aren't big enough yet. They need to be bigger. Or, oh, I could, snatch my arms even more or whatever and, get my core even more defined. And I just like these thoughts would kind of creep in sometimes. Not the whole time, but it would still creep in. And then through my recovery, I actually haven't been able to go to the gym because it just stresses my body out too much still.
Yeah.
And I don't have these thoughts anymore. I love my body more. And it's like, it's just an interesting dynamic. And now I'm more focused on what I'm eating to maintain, the muscle I've built and a healthy body and mind. And I don't feel all these like compare-y body dysmorphic thoughts. Like I just actually feel better, even hotter in my body now.
I think a lot of people that go to the gym, and if you go to the gym, you're not gonna let me lie, but we're never happy with ourselves because we're always comparing to everyone else. Like, oh, you thought that you were doing good, and then you see someone else like lifting heavier than you, and like, well, but why she looks better if we are carrying the same weight? So, some years ago, I started saying like, comparing myself to all old pictures of me. Like when I started this fitness journey, I was 17.
Wow.
So I saw my pictures when I was 17, and I remember that I never liked that body. But I was always like in a good shape, But every year now I see that I'm getting better and better. So when I look back and I did look good at that time, but I can look better now. You start accept or loving that face and realizing that it's always you, and you have to love all those faces.
Yes.
And understand that there's no rush to get better because you're getting better. So what there's a rush, right? There's no rush. For me, I always tell my clients like, you don't need to do it in 6 months. You do not need to do it and be perfect in 1 year, because I have not been perfect in 1 year. I've been perfecting my workout routine, my nutrition, in 10 years. More than
Yes.
10 years. So I'm saying there's no rush, but it feels so good. For example, for me, I feel so good right now that I'm in a phase that I like how I look, but I know that in 5, 6, 10 years more, I'm gonna look better. And I'm hoping that my mind is also gonna be better, and I'm gonna be more lovable and more like open. So I'm always striving, like liking who I am today, but understanding that I can change.
I love that. I do a similar principle with my work.
Yeah.
Like the whole vibe, the mantra is like we're on a continual elevation journey, and it's like a lifetime journey. So every year, not even, it's just like every chapter of your life, you're continually getting better. But that doesn't mean you're continually pushing yourself and things like that. It's like more about like building these sustainable habits and practices in our life that compound to allowing us to be better and better and better every year. So like you, it's like you can look back 10 years ago to now and be like, holy crap, I have grown so much. And you just maintain that steady growth curve. That is sustainable.
And it just gave me chills thinking like that little girl, and she was 17, she was like not liking her body, being so hard to herself, and understanding that now, like, if you look back to yourself, to your old self, you're gonna see that you've been growing so much mentally, physically. And remember that there's no limit. We can always get to whatever we want. There's no rush because we have to enjoy the process.
Yes.
And what I tell my clients in nutrition is about, let's enjoy the moment. And how can you do it if you have good health right now? So I don't make, or like, I don't feel good when I take my clients to a fast weight loss because they were not happy in that time. So what I want my clients to feel good is all the journey to feel good, have a good mindset, have good energy, be social with their friends, with the family, keep going to those events, and not feeling restricted, because I'm helping them to understand that it's a big journey, and it's not gonna end up. But once you learn to do it and you accept this journey, you're gonna continue getting better. Your health is gonna get better, and
yes,
we have more time to grow. I love growing. Grow the muscles.
Oh, I love that.
So we're gonna give some advices. You're gonna start, Alicia.
Put me on the spot.
You first. What would be some advices in overall health of that you will give to your friends?
Well, when I think of health, I think of mental health as well. And I never really got tested as hard as I did with my own mental health until like 2020 and afterwards.
Yeah, so that's hard.
So it actually allowed me to have this deeper compassion for others who experience mental health challenges, because I guess I never really could relate. And so my advice is like, your mental health does matter. And I know in some circles, maybe it's still this belief that like mental health doesn't matter, just tough it out, and you know, this mentality, or you might hide it all away from the world because you're scared. But like, find a trusted source, start opening up, communicating. Like, your mental health is important. However you're feeling is valid, and create these trusted places where you can open up, and you'll realize you're not alone. A lot of people probably feel quite similar ways, and just that in itself will make you feel a lot better.
Yeah, definitely. That was a great advice. And I can add to that, like, you're not alone.
Yes.
So we're never alone. I don't know, at least for me, I thought that in order to be strong, I needed to do everything by myself. So if I was struggling with mental health, like, okay, no, I can do it, you know? But actually reaching out for help it's not that without it it's gonna be impossible to heal. No, we can always heal. But I'm saying it's gonna be faster and easier, and also have that support system that holds you and tells you, go here. And if you go and fall again, I'm gonna keep you and help you to push up. So for me, having a good support system, like even when I was traveling with the nutrition when I was younger, but I was like, no, but how can I go to a nutritionist if I'm a nutritionist? But it's like I actually needed someone to help me because I was not thinking straight. I was not thinking good to myself. So it's like I need someone that can see from the outside the bigger picture that I cannot see right now.
Definitely.
So reach out for mental health, nutrition health. If you need to go to the doctor, go to the doctor. But the more you know about how you're feeling, or if it's good or bad, the more you're gonna feel relaxed and you're gonna open to heal.
Definitely. What's your advice?
My advice is one of the goes with the one that you say at the beginning of the video, that always look to be relaxed and do what you need to do to be relaxed. So that was the main reason that I moved to Playa del Carmen. I needed to be, well, I don't need it. I wanted to be close. I wanted to be close to the beach because that's my safe place. So whenever I feel that I'm getting overwhelmed and I'm not getting to a nice mood, I just go for a little walk to the beach, 5 minutes, and you don't know how good I feel to reconnect. It's not that the water is for everyone, but at least for me, it gives me my space that I need to be connecting with myself and like feeling okay. I'm okay. There's nothing wrong. I just continue. It was just my mind doing a lot of extra work.
Yes, I love that.
That would be my advice. Like, take good care.
I love that.
Remember that our stress affects all of our cells, not just your mind. It affects all of our cells and
hormones.
Oof. The first one that they need help after we are in a bad stress responses.
Yeah. I think what I realized, to kind of sum it up, is I think in my mind I thought all this stuff was hard or it needed to be like complex. But it's actually the simplest things. And if you can simplify it all down, it's like quite easy to de-stress. Like, it's just, I know you always say come back to your breath, and I love that. That could be the simplest first step.
Yes.
Like, come back to your breath. It could be as simple as that, to start de-stressing, right? And then that will bring more presence, and then you can make empowered choices from there. So yeah.
Yes, that is more like when you are in a stress environment, everything seems blurry. So like, imagine you're driving and you got to a very bad road. What I would do, instead of just continue and see where I go, it's just like go back to where I lost and see if there was another way. So that's the same. Take back to your breath. Like, go back to that safe spot before you got lost, because that's where your vision is clear.
I love that. It's so good.
Oh yes, it's so good to be in this very nice city that allows us also to see good in every day. Like Danny is always telling me, like, it's another day in paradise.
Yes.
Like, be grateful of what you're doing, of where you are right now, and also remember that we always can change what we don't like. And it's not about hate. It's about loving yourself better, that you want to be better for yourself.
Yes.
Yes.
I agree.
Guys, I'm so happy that you stay until this point of our interview. And if you want to see more of Alicia's work, I'm going to put here in the description all her information. You can reach out to her on Instagram. And do you want to add something more? No, thanks to you for this time. I had such a good time. Our animals had such a good time.
Yes.
So I hope this inspires you to get and dream big.
Yes. So good.